Welcome to another episode of Book Covers DIY. If you watched last week's episode, you saw how I input a simple idea of a reimagined Hansel and Gretel storyline into ChatGPT, and the AI software gave us an entire plot and outline for a steampunk version of the story, where Hansel and Gretel have to defeat an evil candy factory owner to save the town's children. If you haven't watched that video, the link is in the description box below. Well, today I'm going to be using a different AI software to design a book cover illustration for that same book, so that you too can use this tool when creating your own book cover. So let's get started. So here we are on Canva.com, and this is where we always start designing our book covers, but I need to create a book illustration for this book cover. So today I'm going to be using an AI software called Leonardo AI. So you can just search for it in Google and it'll be this one right here, Leonardo.ai. You're going to click the link. It's going to take you over to their homepage and you're just going to click on Launch App and a box is going to pop up. And it's going to say you need to be whitelisted to be able to sign in. Just click on Yes, I'm whitelisted. Then it's going to take you over here where it's going to want you to choose a username. I'm just going to put book covers DIY, and then it's going to ask your interests. I'm just going to select art, and if your username is available, you will get this message here with a little check mark. If it's already taken, then it'll say something like pick a username or it's already taken, and then you'll just have to change this or add some numbers or something like that. And then yes, you'll confirm that you are over 18, and then you'll click next. Which role best describes you. I'm going to be using it for professional use, so I'm going to click that one. And then I will come to the bottom and click on Start Using Leonardo. It's going to have some information you can read through. I'm just going to keep clicking Next for right now. It's just kind of telling you how it works. And done. Okay, this is an announcement about their new release. I'm just going to click the X on that. Okay, and so here it's going to take us to Homes, as you can see right here. Down here you're going to find some of the users' recent creations. So here, see this one, Bmar created this. You can see right here the names are in the corner, DT01, Sarah, Ohio. And so you can scroll through here and see other people's creations. I will explain a little bit more about the featured models once we actually go into designing. So let's talk about the toolbar on the left. Okay, so right here it says 150. These are your tokens. It says it resets every 9 hours. So every 9 hours you get 150 tokens to use. This is with the free version. You can always upgrade. Let me see if I click on that. Yes, so here, if you click on that, it's going to show you the different prices. Here's different levels: apprentice, artisan, maestro. Here are the price rates. And then see here for free, you get 150 generations per day. If you go up to apprentice, you're going to get 8,500 tokens per month. And then you can just go through and compare. Now, if you are using the free, anything that you generate is going to be included in that public menu. The only way you can do private generations is if you actually upgrade to one of the paid versions. You can see down here. So let's click up here to go back to Leonardo. Okay, so back to home. So again, anything that you design and generate is going to be included down here in the, public library. So if you want any of your designs to remain private, then you would want to upgrade to one of those other plans. Just a heads up on that. Okay, so here we are in home, community feed. That's I guess what you would call it. I call it the public library, but it's community feed. Personal feed will be your own designs. Right now I have none since I just joined, but you'll see that my designs start to be stored here in my own personal feed. And then down here we have your user tools, which is the AI image generation. This is just kind of telling you about it. Okay, this is more information. I'm just going to X that. Okay, so this is actually where we are going to be designing. I'm going to go back a second and we'll come to there. AI Canvas. I've actually never used that. Oh, so apparently now they have sort of a Photoshop area that you can use. I've never used this part. Let me exit the editor. And then settings, frequently asked questions, and log out. Okay, we are going to be mainly just working right here in the AI image generation. Okay, so it says, this is your first AI generation. Please type a prompt above to create your first image set. This right here is where we're going to be typing our prompt. Okay, but before we do that, we don't want to waste our credits here. So it defaults to 4 images. If you look over here to the far right, it says this will use 20 tokens. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to change it to 2. And you can see it changed over here to 16. You don't want to waste a lot of your tokens. Okay, so I usually do 2 at a time, not 4. And now Prompt Magic is going to adhere closer to your prompt, but when you turn it on again, like right now we're down to, okay, when I turned off this photo reel, it changed it to 8 tokens. If I turn on this Prompt Magic, we're back up to 16. See? So I'm going to turn it off because now I'm only going to use 8. Alchemy is a paid only feature. Right now it's using 8. Watch when I turn it off. Now it says I'm only going to use 2 tokens. So 2 images at 2 tokens. That's a much better deal. Okay, right now, of course, you can't change this. You have to upgrade to a paid plan in order to keep your generations private. So this is grayed out. You can't change that. So just know that everything you design is going to be in that community feed. Okay, now image dimensions. These are the sizes. For a book cover, you're going to probably want to use this one because it's going to give you a vertical rectangle. Okay, so now it changed to 3 tokens over here. So you always keep an eye over here. Of course, you can customize it, but I tend to just use this one here if I'm creating for a book cover design. And then guidance scale, how strongly your prompt is weighted. It's at a 7. I just leave that as is. And this is grayed out because that's for paid. Tiling, ideal for repeating textures. Okay, this is if you're going to do patterns. Some people design patterns for clothing and things like that. So I don't need that one on. Image to image is if you're going to upload your own image and want it to generate from that. Same thing with image prompt. So we're not going to be using those right now. One more thing before we start typing in. We have to decide what type of model we want our image to be. Okay, there are different models here that's going to affect how your image appears. The one that I like to use most that I'm happy with is Leonardo Diffusion. It's this one right here. Let me show you the differences. If you go all the way down to select custom model, it's going to show you the different models. Right here, platform models. These are the different models. So photo real, 3D animation, kind of looks like a Pixar, diffusion, dream shaper, reality, pastel. This one's pretty good too for probably illustrations. Dream shaper V6. Those are pretty good. We can try those out, but this is the one I use most often is Leonardo Diffusion. And some of these are like for gamers. See, like magic potions, magic items. These are going to be more for gamers because I think that's what Leonardo AI was originally created for, gamers to create their, I guess, I don't know if they're called avatars. I don't know anything about gaming. So I'm going to start with Leonardo Diffusion. Maybe we'll try this Dream Shaper as well because that looks pretty good for a book illustration. Okay, favorite models would be if you saved some that you like to use, and then community models will be ones that other people created that you could try. So you can always select one of those, but I just usually stick with Leonardo Diffusion, and then we'll also go and try that Dream Shaper. So let's go and type in what we want. We want Hansel and Gretel, because that's what our book is. Remember, it's a steampunk. Book characters. Steampunk. Let's say Candy Factory. Highly detailed. Bold lines. Whimsical. I'm going to say book illustration again. Oh, let's say colorful. I put whimsical, but I'm going to come over here and put colorful. So we have our main things. It says right here, add negative prompt. If you wanted to add something that you don't want to see, you could type it in here. But I'm going to just leave it as is. Sometimes I feel like it affects it in the wrong way. Okay, so once you have put in what you want from it, you just click on generate. And right now it says it's going to take 7 tokens. I don't know why it changed. Oh, look right here. It changed the size 1024 to 1024. I don't know why it did that. Maybe when I changed the model, I'm going to go back and choose the 768 because that's what I want. I want it to go up and down. And yes, it changed back to 5 tokens. Okay, so just check that because apparently when you choose, I mean, of course we could leave it as is and edit it, but I want it to already be the size that I need it. Okay, so now I'm going to click generate and we're just going to wait a second. Okay, so here are our first results. I find that the first few results are really not on target, but as you continue to do more generations, it kind of starts getting the idea of what you want. Okay, so now I see already there's things I need to change. I don't want, because it says Candy Factory, it's featuring the Candy Factory, and I want it to mostly feature the characters, so I'm actually going to take that off. So maybe I'll just put Candy, and we will try again. Okay, so now I'm going to click generate. Okay, so while we're waiting, you can look up here and see that this is my second generation. 5 tokens and 5 tokens is 10. So now it already shows that we're down to 140. So it subtracts it, so you can keep an eye on that. Okay, so it's doing better already. See, all I did was remove the word factory. And now we're focusing more on the characters. And I'm already loving this one right here. We've got Hansel and Gretel, and then of course our story has like the evil candy factory owner, which I didn't even put him in there, but it added a third character without me even asking. I really like this one here, with the exception that, okay, there's one thing you're going to learn when using AI, and this is across like pretty much all the AI program software, is they have a hard time with fingers and hands. If you notice right here, like I don't know what's going on with Hansel's hands or whoever this is. Sometimes they'll have 2 heads on top of each other like this. But again, you'll just have to keep generating and it'll start getting the hang of what you want. This one's not too bad. He does have extra fingers. And I think she does too. Okay, but it's getting better. And of course, if you know how to Photoshop or things like that, you can always go in there and erase those. We could probably already also do that in Canva as well. But so far, I like this one. So what I'm going to do is, since I like this one, if you hover over it, you're going to get some menus down here. Okay, this is to upscale your photo. This is a paid feature. This is if you want to use it to image, like if you want more like that. This is to smooth your image. There's like the smoother upscale. It tells you in the details, this will cost 5 tokens. You have 140 remaining. This is a download. We're going to use that one in a second. Unzoom image, I don't really know. Remove background, you can use 2 tokens. We can always do that in Canva. This is a crisp upscaler, it costs 5 tokens. This is if you want to edit here and there, like I guess Photoshop software, you would send it there. And then this is just to delete it, because remember, everything goes in the public library unless you delete it, and if you don't want it to be shown. So let's say there's something that you really want for your book and you don't want to share it with anyone else, you could download it and then delete it. Okay, so let's say I want to download this one. I'm going to just click the download and it's going to download to my computer. Well, I guess I can just click it now. Okay, so I clicked it and there it is. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to kind of scale it down to, let's say it was a 6x9 book. So I think this is pretty good, with the exception of the extra fingers. This is pretty good. Okay, so we have one that we kind of like, and this one would have been great, except for the double head, and I don't know why some of her hair's over here. So I'm just gonna leave everything as it is because I'm kind of liking the way these are coming out. And I'm gonna click generate again. The more you use it, the more it starts learning exactly what you want. Okay, I really like this one here. Remember, if you watched that last week's episode, we talked about a gun that's like shoots gumballs, and looks like he's got that there. This one is really great. I would have liked this one, except her arm is like backwards. And then there's like another character here. But I like this one so far, so I'm just going to download that one as well. I don't know about the fingers. And then we can click on that one and check it out. I'm trying to imagine what it would look like on a book cover. Okay, it's not that blurry once you shrink it down. Let's say you were set on this one, then you could use that like the smooth upscaler, and it would take 5 of your tokens to upscale that. Okay, I'm going to take out whimsical and see what happens. I wonder if I put Candyland. Okay, so I took out whimsical and I put Candyland. And again, we'll go and try out some of these other models. This is, again, all in Leonardo Diffusion, and make sure this stayed. Okay, generate. If you guys are wondering why these red lines are here, it's because my Grammarly is on. And so it's telling me like, oh, I need to take off this comma and stuff like that. So just ignore that. Okay, I really like this one here. This could be like the candy factory behind it. This one, they look very sad and depressed. So probably not that one, but I like this one. I'm going to download this one. And let's check it out. Okay, this one's great because their hands are hidden. We can't see their like 12 digits per hand. So this one would be a great one here. And we got all this stuff. And remember in the story, they're like inventors. So this would be great. Okay, so this again is the Leonardo model. Let's go and change this to, let's try the Dream Shaper. I'm going to leave everything as it is, and let's just see what happens when you use the Dream Shaper. But let's check because, again, it changes the sizes. I want it to stay at that 768, 1024 because that's going to give us the vertical image. Okay, and it's going to use 5 tokens for this model. Generate. Okay, so you can see we have a totally different style here. I like the candy factory. It's got clocks and things on it, and I love the little village and stuff, but like I'm not loving these characters. This one is all focused on the factory. I'm gonna actually take out Candyland because I kind of want to focus on the characters. Maybe I should take off highly detailed for this design. I still want it to have candy. Let me write candy up here. Okay, so I am changing some of this for this one. This one kind of seems a little bit washed out. That's why I like sticking with that Leonardo Diffusion. Okay, this is better. Oh, this is cute. What is this little, like a little fairy? Okay, this is my, oh, I don't know why her hand's in his pocket. Okay. Okay, this one, they're holding hands. I do love the gadget because in the story they are inventors. So I am loving the gadgets and things on their hat. I'm downloading that one, definitely. Okay, so let's look at it. Yeah, their hands are a little messed up, but not too bad. Not as bad as those other ones. Okay, let's do a few more with this model. I'm liking this. Okay, let's just generate again. Okay, these are cute. They're a little bit too young. I wonder if we can make them teenagers. Let's try if I put Hansel and Gretel teenagers and then generate. Okay, this is a little bit better. They're still kind of young. I think it's because the whole Hansel and Gretel, I mean, everyone knows the storyline is their children. Let's put adult Hansel and Gretel. Okay, this is a bit better. This one added a child. I like this one here. He's got like a candy gadget. Let's download this one and check it out. Oops. It popped up the previous one. Okay, I like this. Oh, missing arm. They seem how to be sharing an arm of some kind. Okay, so they're getting a little bit better. Let's try again. Okay, so it looks like each generation is taking about 20 to 25 seconds. Okay, this is better. Again, there's another issue with the hands. Same here. But you can always zoom in where it only shows like from the torso up. You could do that. Okay, so we've tried Dream Shaper. Let's go to select custom model and let's go to the platform models because there was another Dream Shaper 6. Okay, we're using right now version 7, which is the newest. Let's try one of the older versions because it looks like more of an illustration. It says generate with this model. Okay, I'm going to try that. Dream Shaper 6. I'm going to make sure it's 768 1024. So this is like the older version of this one right here. We were using version 7. I want to use this older one and see what happens. Okay, so I kind of like this one. I don't like this pacifier or whatever is in his mouth. Okay, so let's take off adult and let's just click generate. Okay, and then now they're back to being small children. Okay, so I think I'm still, again, as always, I'm happiest with the Leonardo diffusion. Let's try that again. Oh, it changed it to 1024. I should have changed it to 768. Okay, that's okay. After this, I actually want to go and show you how you can take the prompt from one of those public images. These are cool. They're just a little bit scary. Like they look like they're a little bit mischievous. Okay, let's go back for a second. You see up here, it's kind of grayed out, but there's a little back arrow. Let's go to the community feed. Let's go find someone else's design that we like. And then I'm going to show you how you can copy their prompt and then put it into the generator and see how yours comes out. So let's find, this is a cute illustration. Okay, so like I wouldn't use this for a book color illustration, but I just want to show you how you can copy that prompt. Okay, so this is a completely totally different style. See, it says like watercolor clip art. I'm going to copy this prompt. They use Leonardo diffusion, same as us. They also have a negative prompt where they put what not to include: 2 heads, 2 faces. I've never done that. It sounds disgusting. Floating limbs. Okay, so I have not been putting a negative prompt, but maybe that helps because it looks like he has the right number of heads and hands and fingers. So maybe that we need to do that. Okay, so I've copied the prompt details. Now let me go. I'm going to backspace this and paste what I just put in. Okay, so it says Hansel and Gretel, Little Boy Exploring. We need to take out Little Boy Exploring because that's what we want. We want Hansel and Gretel. Watercolor art. This is supposed to say storybook. I don't know why they shortened it. I'm going to write it out fully. Full illustration, 4K, sharp focus, watercolor, smooth soft skin, symmetrical, soft lighting, detailed face, concept art, muted colors, watercolor style. I don't know why. I'm going to delete that storybook. Children's style, fairy tales, chibi kawaii. Wow, they really put a lot of details, far more than I am putting. Octane rendering, 3D. Let me put that as a capital D and a comma. Perfect face, detailed face, delicate face, perfect sharp lips, detailed eyes. These are names, I guess, of artists. Craig Davison, I don't really know. I guess these are names of artists. Watercolor style. Okay, so we have copied and pasted everything of their own that they had generated. The only thing we changed was from Little Boy Exploring to Hansel and Gretel. They Leonardo diffusion. Let's change it to 768 by 1024. Dynamic. Whoa, this is going to take 20 tokens. I'm going to change that to... Oh, because they have like all of these on alchemy. Okay, 5 tokens. Here we go. They had alchemy on theirs. So I took off that alchemy. Okay, so back to 5 tokens, 760, 1024. We have all of their stuff pasted in here. Now let's see what happens. Okay, so I'm just going to click generate and let's see what we get using theirs. Again, I probably wouldn't use this, but I just want to show you how you can take someone else's design, copy their prompt, and put it into your own. That way, if there's something you really love and you're like, oh, I want it to look exactly like this, you can just copy their prompt. That's what's great about that public feed or that community feed. Okay, so here we have a totally different look and feel than we've been generating on our own. This is great, especially if you were writing for a children's book. Look how, okay, so look, this is my... really basic short instructions. I only have, a few prompts here. And then look at all of this detail we entered. And look how different that looks. So see, it's all in your prompt. The more detail, the more instruction you have, the better results the AI is going to give you. So if you're writing for, small children, this would be a fantastic prompt for that. Of course, our storybook would probably be for older kids, so that's why The best ones we have so far are those ones that were the original or the first few prompts that look a little bit more like this. But this would be great for children's books, especially with the watercolor. Watercolor is always great for in children's books. So I just wanted to show you how you can use someone else's prompts from that community feed and come up with your own design. So it's great to go through there when you have time. It's over here. You just go to the home and then community feed. You can go through the trending, new, or the top designs. Let's just do that. Let's click on this one. I'm going to copy the prompt. They use Dream Shaper. Let's go generate with this model. We're just going to click the arrow. And now let's change this. I'm going to delete everything except Hansel and Gretel. Copy, paste. I don't want Halloween or Pumpkin Girls. Okay, so let's see, the Hansel and Gretel, black and white outline art for cute children's coloring pages, coloring book pages, coloring page, all white, children's style, white background, sketch style, full body, only outlines. Okay, let's see, it's trying to take 16. I need to turn off alchemy, and I need to choose 768, 10, 24. I will just go ahead, it's 5 tokens. I'll generate with this. It's probably going to give me a black and white one, and then I'll show you how we can change that up. Okay, so let's generate. I just want to show you how different the results are going to be. Okay, so see, this time we have coloring book pages. These are on top of each other. This one is cute. Well, let's see. I'm going to change this from black and white outline. I'm just going to say children's book, art for cute children's book. Instead of coloring page, I'm going to say colorful, and I'm going to remove all white. Children's style, I'm going to take off white background. I'm also taking off coloring book. This is great if you wanted to create a coloring book. Okay, let's see what we get here. Okay, so since it said art for cute children's book, it gave me really cute designs because of things for a children's book. This is actually fantastic, this one. If you were writing for small children, that is adorable. I just want to see that bigger. I'm going to download it. This one is so cute. Look at that. I don't know what's up with this like bunny thing down here. You could probably Photoshop that out or just change it to something. But look how cute they are. This is an adorable illustration for a children's picture book. Let's leave that prompt as it is and go to Leonardo. And I'm not going to change anything with the prompt. All I am changing is from Dream Shaper to Leonardo. And let's go back to 768. Everything else I'm going to leave the same and generate. So the model is also very important. Besides the prompt, whichever model you use is important and it determines your result. So you're going to see even by just changing that model and not the prompt, we're going to get a way different result. Okay, so you can see what is up with this one? Okay, that one is not good. This one is great. Look at this. I'm going to download this and we can look at it bigger. Okay, this one I'm loving. Even these weird little creatures here, but I'm loving this two-dimensional. You can also put that in there, guys. You can put, if you want it flat 2D. This one is cute. I love this. This kind of reminds me of those books my sons used to read them when they were little. The Lane Smith or John Shiska. I can't remember if one of them is the illustrator and one's the writer, but that's what it reminds me of. But it's really cute. I love this. I love the muted colors as well. This one is fantastic. We did not change anything in the prompt from this one to this one. All we did was change the model. But again, my favorite model to use is Leonardo Diffusion. You can play with the different ones and try them out and see which one you like. But that's my favorite one to use. Okay, so now that we have some designs, let's jump back over to Canva. And let's just kind of make a mock book cover. I'm just going to choose the ebook cover because I don't want to get into the dimensions and all that. And let's click on upload and go upload one of those photos. This is one I did last week. I really like this one here. I think this might be my favorite. This is also from Leonardo AI on the Leonardo Diffusion. I'm going to actually leave that one there and add a page. I'll click down here. We'll add a page and we'll put the other ones. Okay, so let me go to upload files. And let's find one of those. Let's just do one of each and see which one we like. Okay, so which was the first one we like? Okay, so I'm uploading that one. I clicked on upload, I found the file, and I'm going to click on it, and then let's just stretch it out. Okay, this is the one that's got like the messed up hand, so maybe you could like do it like that. Maybe you could put them center here, and so you could choose one of these background colors and write, you know, the name. Let me do another one. Add a page. It defaulted to that color. Let's do upload files. Let's try, here's another one. Then you could change the background. I might put this one like in a border or something. Let's change the background. See, every time we upload a photo, it saves the colors here. Look at that. There's this one. Oh, I kind of like this blue. That one's cool. Okay, watch. When I scroll up, click on the background color. Look, this photo has all the colors here. Let's add a page and do another one. Upload file. Let's try this one. And I'm going to click on the background and let's see. There's more colors. And so see, what you can do is any of these photos you like. We didn't choose a background for that one. I think I like that reddish. Okay, let's shrink this down. Let's see what other colors there are. I think I like that color. Okay, let's say we wanted to use this one. This one kind of reminds me of the series of unfortunate events. We could add one of these shapes behind it like this. Let's change the color to... And then I'm going to click on position and layers. Let's send it behind our photo. That way we can adjust it. And then we can add a title. Hansel and Gretel. Let's change the font. I'm just going to quickly go through this, guys. This is not one of our full tutorials. The focus on this one was just to show you how to use the Leonardo AI. Okay, guys, I'm going to cut in here because I went ahead and designed a bunch of these book covers using the images that Leonardo AI made us. So I'm going to quickly go through those with you right now. Okay, so here's the first one. This photo I did not generate on today's episode. I actually did this last week when I was creating a thumbnail for my video where we used ChatGPT to come up with the whole storyline and outline for this story. But I used the same prompts and everything that I used with you today. So it came up with this design, which I really love because it's got Hansel and Gretel. And then we have our, evil candy factory owner. Then we have sort of this kind of like licorice tree in the background and some candies and things here. So I really love this photo. I think this is my favorite. It really reminds me of a series of unfortunate events, if you've ever seen the book covers for those. With the exception of the photo, everything here is all found in Canva. This shape was just under shapes. It's kind of sort of like a ticket, like maybe a movie ticket. I just put that in the background. These little corner decorations, I found those when I searched for steampunk. I stuck with the same font for every book cover today, with the exception of one, which is the children's book. So on this one, we have the Hansel and Gretel up here and the Candy Factory down here. And then with our fake author name, Willy Wonky. The colors, the color of the ticket, I chose by just using our eyedropper tool here on this licorice. Now I want to show you how different your book cover can be just by changing one element. And I actually have a second version of this. And let me put it side by side. And this one, everything is the same with the exception of the actual background of the book. I changed it. Well, no, actually, there's a couple things I changed. Okay, the main thing I changed was the background of the book. Here we have this like a turquoise or teal. This one, I use the eyedropper tool on his coat. It's kind of like a greenish blue. So now the background matches that. I did have to slightly change the color of these copper gears because you can see these are darker, and so I just slightly lighten them so that they will stand out better on this dark background. And then I changed the color of the author name just to gold to match that. So tell me in the comments which one do you like the best. I'm leaning toward this one, so you'll have to tell me in the comments which one you like better, A or B. We'll say this one on the left is A and this one's B. Okay, so this was our first photo. Then we have some more. Okay, this one I just made one design, but I want to show you something. Okay, so here was the original photo. It was about 3/4 of their body, but I had to crop it in because of this whole, like the AI combined both of their arms. I can't tell if it's his arm and she's missing one or what. And then she's kind of got like an extra wrist. So I had to crop it in. But the thing you'll notice is the background here. Once I zoomed in, you kind of lost, like there's some buildings and stuff back here. You kind of lost all the top of that. It got cut off. And as well as like the copper stuff on the sides, which I really liked. So what I had to do was I used Canva's background remover tool. This is with the paid version of Canva. And so I wasn't sure it was going to be able to do it, but it did. It completely removed the entire background. So we just had them like cut out, like, and then I found in Canva a steampunk background. Again, I just searched steampunk, and it came out with this just kind of like a grungy vintage looking paper with gears. So I actually like this background better because it has this vintage feel and look to it, and then it has the gears that we were missing over here. So then I still needed to cover up, this whole arm situation. Well, I found this really cool decorative sign there in Canva. Then I put our book title here, Hands on Good on the Candy Factory, with the shadow so it could stand out. But you couldn't see all these cool gears, against the background, against their body and their clothing and things. I didn't want to have a giant rectangle that took up half the book cover, so I just searched for like Victorian shape, and there was a variety of shapes. So I found this cool one here that kind of matches the shape of our, steampunk sign. So I used this one. And then I put the author name up here out of the way and made it darker and gave it, like sort of a shadow. Okay, so that is our second version. Again, the photo came directly from Leonardo AI. Okay, this one here, the kids were a little bit on the young side, but I loved all of the, gears and things on their hats and the watches and stuff. And I loved, just the way they were dressed. So for this one, it was, of course, a rectangle photo. I inserted it into one of Canva's photo frames. You choose one of their frames and then you just drag your photo over it and it automatically inserts it. I can probably do a quick short video sometime soon showing you how exactly to do that. So anyway, this is one of their photo frames. They have all different shapes. I like this sort of arched window shape. So I inserted the photo in there, but it was still too plain. So again, I searched steampunk and it had this like really cool. It's just a circle with all these gears and things and clocks. I placed it behind this photo frame. So it's not attached to this. These are two separate elements. Up here we have the same font, but I went into the font effects and I arched the name, only actually the top portion. I left this straight because the bottom is flat and straight, but I arched this. I can also probably do a video showing you how to do that. So if you ever want to make your name arched or completely round, you can do that. So I'll put that on my list of things to show you. I felt like the corners were still way too plain, so I searched for just like gold corners in Canva, and it had these really nice decorative corners. So I chose this one and I just kind of duplicated it. Okay, so as much as I love this, let me show you. Okay, I changed the color to this navy blue, and I'm telling you, I think I love this one way more. That is the only change I made. Oh no, actually I changed because of course then this dark did not stand out against this blue. So I just changed that to gold. It's a slightly different gold that's in Hansel and Gretel and Candy Factory. Slightly more yellowish gold. But again, tell me which one you like. Do you like the first one or the second one? I think all the gold really pops against this blue shade. All right, so this, again, photo came directly from Leonardo AI. Okay, this one, I just wanted to do something bright and bold and kind of out of the ordinary. Yes, and this is the photo that has like way too many fingers. But their photo here of Hansel and Gretel and the evil candy factory owner, the colors were so bold. Like, look how much orange is in there. It's like in their hair and their clothing and the hat. There was so much orange even in the leaves. So I thought, well, let's just go with that. Let's go with that bright, bold orange. So I made the entire background orange to match. And then I wanted, again, another photo frame. This round one was the best. And it also went along with our orange theme. It had this yellow already in there on this frame, and I couldn't change it. So I thought, well, you know what? Let's just go with it. So I changed all of the font to match. I just used the eyedropper tool. So we have all of our font set bright yellow. This time I rounded the top and the bottom. Again, I can do a short video showing you how to do that. And then again, the corners seemed way too plain, so I just found some gear silhouettes, placed them on all four corners, and again, I just matched them to the palette that we were already using. So we have this really bold statement book cover. It would definitely stand out on the shelves. But then again, I wanted to show you a second version. So here's our second version. I went again with sort of a, I guess it's like a navy teal color. Originally I tried to see what it would look like if I just matched with this background right here. It's like a light turquoise, but it completely washed out the turquoise in the center. So I went in there with the, the sliders, and I just adjusted it to a darker shade of that same turquoise and came up with this color, which I'm really loving because I think this yellow really stands out, as does the orange in this frame. And then of course it draws your eye directly to the center where you have all of this bold bright color. So again, tell me, which one did you like? Did you like this in your face orange over here, or do you like the more like subtle shade with all the bold color in the center? So this one here is the one when we were just kind of playing around with someone else's prompts when we went in and we copied the prompts from the community feed. It gave us this adorable photo that I really love. This is so cute. And I didn't notice before that the little house here actually has like little faces hidden. So there's a little face there and a little face there, like if the house is actually alive. And these cute little, like, I don't know what these are, little dogs or cats or something, but they're adorable. So I wanted to make a children's book with this cover. So this one I did change the font because this one for little kids, this one is kind of hard to read, and at this age, let's say this is a picture book, kids are learning to recognize the alphabet. I always like to make sure that if they're learning to read, that they start to learn to recognize these letters. So here we have all of just the basic block font. Okay, so this again is just the photo. I slightly cropped it up because it showed more of the like walkway. I slightly cropped it in at the bottom. And then I just chose a bright background, which I got from the house here. Just used the eyedropper tool. And then I wanted to add, of course, a candy element. So I just searched for candy in Canva. And it gave me this little border that's actually like across the top. That is 2. I duplicated it. So this is 1/2 and another. And then I have 4 going down. So I just lined them up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I grouped them together. And then the same thing over here. Actually, the candy was like pink and turquoise and bright yellow. So I went in and changed it up to match our color palette. So remember, you can always do that when you're looking for something. Don't disregard something because it doesn't match, because a lot of times you can change the colors of the graphics. Okay, so this one is very like energetic and bold and bright, and it's definitely going to catch a kid's eye. But if you want this to be like sort of a bedtime story, then you might want to go with more muted colors. So I made a different version here. And this one, I just took the color from the background. See, it's matching. It's an off-white. It's actually kind of a grayish white. And so I kind of just flip-flopped the colors of the title. Same thing down here. And then the only thing I changed in the candy was the yellow, because we have for sort of an orange muted color here. I think it's actually the colors in these little dogs. I changed it to a bright yellow here so that it stood out better. So you can see here, a simple change of your background gives you a totally different feel. This one is like really exciting and energetic. And then this one here has a little bit more of a classic look and a classic feel to it, more calm and muted. So this is exactly why I'm always telling you guys to make 2 versions of your book cover. Whether it's colors or, placement of your photo, it's always great to make 2 versions. You can show them to your readers, your followers, and ask them to vote on your book cover. If you don't have any followers yet and you're brand new to this, then show your family and friends and just ask them, which one do you like better? Which one stands out to you better? And then just kind of, tally up the votes from there. So you can see we were able to come up with all of these different designs using today's AI images. So again, the site is Leonardo.ai. It is totally free. Remember, you get the 150. Let's see what we use today. We're down to 63. We did all of those generations and we still have 63. Again, it's going to update within 9 hours. So let's say, look, you scroll down and you're not going to be able to see everything you did today. See, it says load more previous generations. What you can do is you just go back, and under community feed, you're going to see personal feed. If you click on personal feed, this is your own personal library now. So here's the first designs, and you can see, like I told you, it gets better and better the more you use it. So here's some of our first generations. They're kind of bad. Here's the double heads and the little blurry pictures, and you can see that it just got better and better as we continued to use it. And again, as we added more detail, and here's the ones that we used with other people's prompts. Remember, we took from the community feed and it came with these other designs. So again, you can always copy the prompts from other people's designs if it's something you like. Don't copy their whole design completely, but if there's a certain style they use that you want your design in that style, then definitely copy their prompt. That's what it's there for. So if you've been worried about, like, I don't know how to draw, I don't know how to illustrate, and I don't really have the budget to hire an illustrator, you do have this option. It is free. Again, if you're using the free version, you run out, just wait 9 hours and then you can try again. But the best thing to do, remember, is to change these. It's going to default to 4. Remember, it's going to take 20. You're going to run out really quickly. So I like to just change it to 2, take off all this extra stuff that you don't need that's going to take up coins. And most importantly is change your size. You want this one if you want it to go up and down. If you are doing like a children's book that's square, you can choose one of these, this one or this one for a square book. Children's books are also tend to be horizontal. You can choose this one. But for basic up and down, skinny 6x9 vertical, you'll want to choose this. And then again, everything else should be good to go. And remember, the model that I like to use most often is Leonardo Diffusion. So just remember the site's Leonardo model, and Leonardo style, and you should be good to go. All right, so I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. If you did, please let me know in the comment section below and hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I upload new tutorials every week. So thanks again for watching. Thanks for liking and commenting. Until next time, bye-bye.